Welcome to the all-new Sports Visions on Bounce TV and to our worldwide web viewers on www.sportsvisionsusa.com. Hello, everybody. I'm DJ Jones alongside my good friend and travel partner, Dale Williams. How are you, sir?
What's up, player?
Hey, man, I tell you what, I'm getting kind of interested. I'm smelling the cut grass in the air, man. There's something about football that's just right around the corner.
Well, you know, all these camps, summertime, everything is greening up real nice, and really, you know, we've grown up getting ready for football during the summer.
Well, I'll tell you what, coming up in just a little bit, we'll have an opportunity to talk to those parents out there that are getting or trying to make a schedule for your kids this summer as far as these camps. We'll also have an opportunity to talk to a guy that we both know and are very fond of, Charles Flowers, Dr. Coach Charles Flowers, and a brand new program going on with the Muskogee County School District Athletic Coaches that he's going to introduce us to. And also, man, I tell you what, the NBA Conference Finals are turning into something that I didn't expect.
Well, this NBA, don't matter what you did in the regular season, it gets down to the NBA playoff finals.
All that and more coming up next on Sports Visions.
Selection now, saving now, value now. Columbus is Nissan Town, and the Nissan Now sales event is on now. Now, save $5,000 on a new Altima. That's right. Now, drive a new Altima, an IIHS top safety pick with $5,000 in savings. The best time to buy is right now.
Nissan Now sales event. Don't miss it. We'll see you soon. Headquarter Nissan.
Welcome back to Sports Visions. The NBA is, of course, it's fantastic, as they always say. And I tell you what, this time of year in particularly, you know, it's super fantastic because a couple of teams that are popping up, they were the underdogs. Now they are the front runners.
Well, you know, when you say the underdogs from the front runners, the Raptors, they're playing neck and neck, and they gave the Cavaliers fits during the regular season, DJ. You know, as we're doing this show, you know, it's a tied series and can go either way. We know it's going to be 7 games. So that's going to be interesting. But then the OKC piece against Golden State, I don't think nobody saw that coming. It's 3-1 as we speak, but at the same time, OKC and Coach Billy Donovan, the hats goes off to this guy, but OKC 3-1 lead, DJ, and they're playing like they are possessed.
Yeah, let's go a little further about this Western Conference Finals. You know what? You mentioned the name Billy Donovan just a year ago. This guy was coaching at Florida in the SEC, and of course we know with two national championships that he won down at Florida, there was no doubt that this guy was a great teacher, a great motivator, and he also could break down offenses and defenses. So in his first year with 2 of the best players in the NBA, he's done quite well.
Quite well, DJ, and he comes from a great litany of coaches, you know, groomed by the none other than Rick Pitino. That was his coach. That was his guy. He stayed on the bench with Rick Pitino for a long time. He's done a great job at Florida, brought their program back. But really the thing that I've been really impressed with, DJ, is that Durant, Westbrook, these guys receive this guy, and they're listening and they're learning, and they've gotten better.
They're coachable. And again, you know, very seldom do you see superstars that are humble enough to take coaching, much less from a veteran coach, but a guy that's coming right out of college. But he's fit in quite nicely. But I just want to go a step further with regards to OKC. You know, what we're seeing right now with Kevin Durant and Westbrooks, you know, this is one of the best tandems in the NBA. Westbrook is coming to his own. He's a point guard. He's probably the most athletic point guard in the history of the NBA. I'm talking about as far as size, speed, vertical leap, his quickness. His decision-making is a little questionable for a point guard, but other than that, this young man is a guy that is possessed. He plays with an attitude. He plays with an edge, and I tell you, he's really exciting.
He is a 6'6" Allen Iverson. That's what he is. I mean, he attacks the basket, and he can go from coast to coast as fast as anybody I know. And if you don't stop him, and when you do stop him, he's just giving assists out, easy shots for other guys, or he's kicking the ball out to Kevin Durant. That system is working. But I'm going to tell you what the real deal is with Golden State, DJ. Golden State they bought in on the threes. That's all they want to do is shoot threes and play no defense. It is no way that a team can score 133 points against you, and then the other night they scored 42 points in the fourth quarter and end up with 118 points. That's it. You're not playing in defense, DJ.
Well, I'll tell you what, though. I know they have turned this, OKC has turned these finals upside down, of course, with what they've been able to do to this team that won 73 regular season games, of course, has the only 2-time unanimous MVP. And again, it's just making this thing look all crazy. On the other side of it, the guy who we respect as the greatest player in the history, or at least the greatest player on the planet, LeBron James, they're back on their heels now. Toronto, they're fighting back. And again, at that level, everybody's a professional. However, we don't get to see, or we didn't get to see as much of Toronto play during the regular season as some on the other parts of the country. But we were not expecting the Toronto to tie this series up.
I wouldn't have thought that, DJ, but they have a great guard tandem with LaRosen and Lowry. Those guys are putting up 25 and 30 a game. They got big men that are doing a good job. So it's really been interesting to see these young guys get after LeBron James and his boys. Because really right now it's going to be a 7-game series. And one thing about a 7-game series, that game 5, that game 6, those games are very important and very pivotal. Now it's going to be 7 games, and that's why it's really important sometimes to have that home court advantage. But everybody's held served 2-2 as we speak, and it's going to be interesting. But I'd like to say this about this OKC piece. OKC got to close these guys out, DJ, because if it doesn't, they're going to end up playing 2 7 games. And what I mean by that game 6 becomes a very important game. That game 6 itself will turn into a 7 game. You don't want to play two 7-game series, and you don't want to mess with, Golden State. I'm sure they got bulletin board material galore that they're done. They got to win 3 games to beat OKC. I don't see that happening, DJ, but OKC better close these guys out.
But I'll tell you what, it might look a little awkward to you folks out there, but when you think about it, Toronto versus Oklahoma City in the finals, that's a network nightmare. I know that the networks, all the big boys, TNT, ESPN, I know that they're wishing for the other matchup, but fortunately, that you might just have to look forward to that.
Might look at it for, but I'm gonna tell you, man, I could stomach a OKC Cleveland. I could see that, but at the same time, everybody's been pushing that Golden State piece, and we always say this: it doesn't matter how many games you win during the season, you gotta still win 16 to be the NBA champion.
All right. Coming up in just a little bit, we're going to come back and talk about summer camp. So parents, get ready.
Hi, I'm Philip Dabbitt with ENS Men's Clothing Warehouse. We'd like to say thank you, Columbus and the Bi-City area, for 20 great years on Macon Road in the heart of Columbus. We're inviting you out to our 20th anniversary sale with bigger savings and deals than ever before.
To help show our appreciation, ENS is offering complete suit and tux packages only $99. Jackets, pants, shirts, and ties, a $199 value for just $99. Find us on Facebook for details on how to win a suit or tux package. Come celebrate our 20th anniversary. ENS, where you get more for a whole lot less.
Come into Chester's Barbecue for our world-famous mouth-watering ribs, smoked fresh on our grill daily. Or try one of our barbecue pork plates with fresh sides. Chester's has delicious sandwich combos to choose from that are sure to please. We also serve tempting home-cooked favorites. And don't forget to take home your own bottle of great sauce. Chester's Barbecue, serving the best food at the best price. With 3 locations to serve you.
And welcome back to Sports Visions. Now it's time for one of our favorite segments of all segments, when we have an opportunity to go on the wall. And when I say on the wall, of course, we get to answer questions via your email, your Facebook, or your phone calls. Of course, and at this time of year, we always get bombarded with these questions. What camps should I send my kid to for the summer?
That's been the number one question, DJ, and really my answer is you don't have to send him to all the camps, but you got to send him to camps, whether he's a football, baseball, basketball player, girls, boys, any kind of camp that you can go to work on your game. You got to go to it, DJ, and really continuing education. And we always say this on this show, champions are made during the summer. You can't sit in the bed, lay in the bed all day and not get some sweat or get some work or work at your game. Every parent thinks that they got the little man, that he's the greatest player in the world. But if he's got to go work and get better and see how the competition is, see how many people are better than him, for him to, continue to stay thirsty, DJ. And really, I'm kind of jealous that we didn't have these opportunities that kids had. Now, I can imagine us in the summer being able to go to camps. Parents, send these kids to camp. Any camp you want to send them to, it's affordable, and you got to do it.
You made a heck of a statement there when you said we didn't have those camps. that we could look forward to. But what we did do, we went out and we got involved. We played and we had reps. We, you know, whether it was baseball, football, basketball, whatever it may be, we went out every day and we didn't lay in the house. So we got the time in. We might not necessarily got the proper instruction and the proper fundamental, but we definitely got the reps in.
We got the reps in. You're gonna stay in this house all day and run my power bill up. You know, so you know that piece right there. But it was fun, and I could tell you, as I went back to school each year after the summer, I could tell I had gotten better. I had gotten a little faster. I knew I was thirsty and I was hungry and wanted to do good. But it starts now. You know, you gotta work at something to be good at something.
Absolutely. And again, this brings on the next question that parents have. Again, you know, I don't know what your financial situation is, but obviously the more money you have, the more camps and the better quality of exposure that you can give to your kid. However, there are a lot of camps out there that don't cost anything. And I'm talking about from local camps, as far as the Isaiah Crowell camp that's coming up on June the 10th. I know that the Muskogee County School District, in conjunction with some people had the camp out at Fort with high schoolers and middle schoolers. Of course, Mike Jones has a camp coming up. Sam Mitchell has a camp coming up. There's camps all around here. But again, more importantly, when you get really sports specific and you want to really get down to the nitty gritty, if you want your kid to play football, baseball, or basketball, there are questions to ask, and feel free to ask us our recommendations on where you should send your kid.
And really, DJ, you know, we are probably the best, anybody can consult you on anything. I mean, just for as me, father, son, play athletics, do sports, taking them to camps up and down the road, football, baseball, whatever the case may have been. You got to put an investment in your kids. You just can't pay for them to go to camp and expect them to get good, but there is some opportunities. One-day camps. Auburn has a great one-day camp. You know, you can go to Auburn for less than $50, you know, to go to camp. Duke, Georgia Tech. Anywhere that you can drive, you can go to a camp. And the other thing, the kids getting exposure. Those are the things that I wish for and long for when we were growing up, just to be able to go to camps, and they're right around here. I mean, for a little less than anything, but really the investment that you make into your daughter or your son in an athletic standpoint, that's going to make them better, and you'll be glad that you did.
And what's going to probably save you a headache if you are working in concert with the actual coaches of your kid's coach, because they might have some things already planned out or schedule or itinerary for your kid. But, you know, work with your high school or high school coach, your middle school coach, whatever level. Make sure that you're working in concert so that you can schedule properly.
You know, I like to tell people this story, believe it or not, DJ, about Coach Davis. And when I was growing up and Coach Davis was a coach and he was just becoming the head coach of Carver, it was nothing for Coach Davis to put guys in his car and take them to a camp, go over to Auburn, drive these kids over. Coaches don't do that, they don't do that anymore. But just to have someone that care about you and want to make sure that you get better, you got to have that. You got to have a coach to have that. And I know that it's a good thing that Coach Flowers did and what Jeff Battle is trying to do with the Muskogee County Athletic Department. Groom these coaches, get them ready. You got to go the extra mile. Everybody's got to go the extra mile, even you, parent.
And, of course, everybody's not as fortunate as George Washington Carver. Of course, one of our Sports Visions Community Service Award winners, Jody Hill. Mm-hmm. Now, he takes it upon himself to take a lot of the kids from Carver to the different camps across the country on the major college campuses.
And that's big. Somebody's got to go the extra mile. You know, the parent piece, let the kid grow. If you really think that he has a chance to be good in a sport, whatever sports, whether it's academics or anything, you still got to do some work. It's an ongoing education that you got to do, continuing education in athletics and academics.
And here's one of the most important things of all. Parents, make sure that your kid wants to do this. Make sure that their heart is in it. Make sure that they're not doing it because you want them to do it, because otherwise, it'll be a miserable summer, and that you won't get nearly out of it what you put into it.
That's right. You got to let the kids know what your expectations are. Definitely not their expectations. But if the kids buy into their parents' expectation, everybody's going to be happy at the end of the day. But at the same time, the expectation doesn't change. Whether you want to play football or any sport or not, you're still going to have some expectations in the classroom and what kind of person that you end up being.
And lastly, more important than anything else, nutrition is a key. You have to stay hydrated.
Hydrate.
Fruits and vegetables, because it's going to be a hot summer. You want to make sure you're going to be putting high octane fuel into that body so that you can get peak performance.
But you know that water piece is big, DJ. I had to it took all these years because I believe in the jungle juice, Gatorade. That was all Gatorade back then, jungle juice. Wasn't no Gatorade, you know. Just give me some jungle juice and some French fries, and I could play all day.
All right. Tell you what, when we come back, we're going to have an opportunity to show you some things that Muskogee County School athletic departments are being heads up on right now as far as training their coaches. We'll be right back. If you're looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle, come see us at Express Motors, 1210 14th Street, Phoenix City, Alabama. Or give us a call, 334-384-9101, with hundreds of vehicles to choose from. In-house financing, the right vehicle at the right price for you. We don't want all your business, just yours. Come see us, 1210 14th Street, Phoenix City, Alabama, or go online, www.expressmotorspc.com.
Scott Sawyer with Diverse Power. Diverse Power wants our customers to enjoy all the benefits that reliable, consistent electric service provides. Our BPI certified technicians offer duct blaster testing of your HVAC ductwork to locate leaks. We also offer a full blower door examination that will qualify homeowners and home builders to meet the new Energy Code building standards. At Diverse Power, we offer innovation through vision, quality through service.
Welcome back to Sports Vision. Joining me right now is a guy that I've been knowing for quite some time. Proud of you, all the accomplishments that you've had over the years, state championship in football, baseball. Now, Dr. Coach Charles Flowers, you're working with our Muskogee County School District coaches, and you're teaching a special class.
Yes, the school system athletic director, Jeff Battles, and he and I talked, and we've been talking several things about different projects, and we decided that it would be good to have a coaching principles course, teaching Georgia High School Association principles and leadership principles, and it's very good, especially with the number of new coaches that we have in the system this year.
In fact, you know, you mentioned new coaches. I know this class you had soccer coaches and other coaches in here, but it was definitely a lot of football coaches in here.
A lot of football coaches, 13 of them. Coach Justin Newman, new head coach at Jordan, Coach Jamal King, new head coach at Carver, Coach Wooldridge is a new head coach at Hardaway, and of course Coach Stamey at Shaw, and Coach Coffey at Spencer was among the football coaches that were head football coaches that were here. So it was good, as well as the soccer coaches and track coaches and basketball coaches in the various schools. So I looked at it. We had Northside represented. We had Columbus High School represented. Pretty much every school represented here.
This
and
is
of course Cedric Ware as
yes,
well.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first year, as you mentioned, and of course this was something that you and Citywide Athletic Director Jeff Battle came together on to develop.
Yes, I mean we talked about it before, and we developed it, and he decided we were going to do it, and I think we're going to do another one maybe in pre-planning, but it was a great 13 students and very, very, very good turnout. I mean, a lot of valuable information to them. The technique stuff, I mean, DJ, we get that all the time, but the ins and outs about chain of command, about liability, about ethics, about code of conduct, about hazing, about personal responsibility, professional growth, liability, all of these things, food and nutrition, drug awareness, academics, discipline, all of these things that they may not get from time to time, but it's kind of a reinforcement.
Coach, I think that's a brilliant idea that you guys have come up with this particular class for these coaches, because again, as you know, I know with your experience and of course the trials and tribulations that you've had in the business to go along with the rules and regulations, but sometimes, you know, again, that you have that management of those coaches, and you have a player development. I mean, there's a lot, like you said, character issues that you need to deal with, and you have to, you know, sometimes you can't learn that. I mean, you have to be taught that. You have to be taught that, and especially when it comes to principles in terms of the Georgia High School Association, working with them all the years that I did, and the principles, you know, you're trying to make sure you keep coaches from falling into some of the pitfalls that they have, so you're trying to prevent it rather than having to deal with it on the back end, DJ. So we want to try to prevent these behaviors from becoming a reality. And a lot of it is simply because they hadn't been exposed to it. And so that was one of the ideas about today. I mean, I think it was tremendous. One other thing was very aware to me in watching these coaches again, this new culture of coaches are very, very young. These coaches are different. Old school now came up again to have a coach that's in his 30s. That it was kind of rare. But these guys, these coaches now, they're coming in. They're in their late 20s, their early 30s, and this is their first opportunity to run programs. What's more important, the ability to handle and manage these kids, or the X's and O's and knowing how to execute a game plan?
The ability to handle the kids and the situation. The X's and O's will come, but with as many young coaches that the system has employed, if you don't mentor them, then we're kind of maybe setting them up for failure. So if we're teaching them about the ins and outs of the profession, the dedication level, the discipline level, the strategies involved dealing with the media, dealing with the general public, dealing with parents, dealing with the administration, all of these things is going to go a long way in terms of them being successful, because at the end of the day, what we're trying to do is improve academic performance.
You mentioned something that's very dear and near to my heart, obviously, because I'm in the media, but I do like the fact that you did stress and talk to them about you have to deal with the media. Of course, again, you're the face of the program as the head coach. So, don't look at the media as an enemy. You can take this opportunity to promote your program and definitely give the community an awareness of what your program is all about.
Absolutely. Sometimes coaches are seen in a negative light, but if the media is present, there's an opportunity for you to be proponent for your school, for the school system, for your student athletes. I mean, let them know the positive things that's going on in your school. So now you're promoting the student athlete, you're promoting the school, you're promoting community awareness. So the media is an ally. Don't look at it as being an enemy. It is your time to shine, to let people know that, hey, I'm not just a coach. I am a teacher, I am an educator, I am a professional, I am a mentor, I am a leader, and I'm doing all of these things within the scope of education and athletics.
Coach, I know that I could go on and talking to you about different things, but more importantly, obviously, with the success you've had in this business, of course, I now am having an opportunity to be a mentor and a teacher and a doctor. Of course, state championships in baseball, football. You're an associate athletic director at Point University. My goodness, what are you most proud of with all of your accolades?
I'm proud of the number of student athletes that are teaching and coaching not only in Muskogee County, but within the surrounding areas, and the impact that I have had on them, and the relationship that I have had on them, and the ability to give back to the community, DJ. Being able to give back to some of these young men and to help them. Michael Wooldridge stepped out of the car. He said, "Coach, I want to be just like you." I said, "Well, Mike, I want you to be better than me, because my time in terms of coaching is up. But now I want to get these young men and whatever young ladies that are involved in coaching, anything that I can do to help them with the process, to help deliver our youth from some of the bondages they're in. Because we are the role models. We're the one that they see. We spend an enormous amount of time with these student athletes daily. We have a tremendous responsibility that's been placed upon us. And if I can help them avoid some of those pitfalls and to lead our young men and young ladies into society and to establish the roles in life that they've been destined to, then I'm okay with that."
And lastly, Coach, I know this is what we like to do on Sports Visions, is when you got a lot of people out there, a lot of parents, a lot of coaches, a lot of athletes. Just look into that camera, Coach, and just share some of your words and, of course, some of them things that made you successful and made your athletes successful.
Well, the number one thing that made us successful, me successful, is having faith. Having faith that God is going to lead us to where He wants us to be, but there's a process involved in that. You have to be dedicated, and you have to understand the importance of education. Education is that tool that drives us. Everything we do involves education and that work ethic, and understanding that I can excel and I can do anything that I want to do if I put forth the effort to it. One of my favorite sayings is that the only place that success comes before work is in the dictionary. So we want our athletes to understand, and I'm most proud of that. Anytime you can get that competitive edge in the academic classroom, it will transfer to the field, because research shows that young men and young ladies who participate in athletics have higher grade point average, less dropouts, and less discipline problems than those students who don't.
We appreciate that wealth of knowledge and information. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Coach Charles Flowers. We'll be right back after this.
A smile is the most admirable thing you can wear. And For anyone age 1 to 101, Cook Dental Care has a smile for you. Dr. Kathy L. Cook offers a wide range of individualized, innovative services from basic preventative dentistry to specialized care. We provide comprehensive dental care for the entire family, including pediatric. Insurance, financing, walk-ins, and new patients are always welcome. So for your family's dental care, visit Cook Dental Care.
Why do we have Aflac?
Aflac?
And Major Medical?
Major Medical, boy, yeah! I help pay the doctor. Ain't that enough for you?
There are things Major Medical doesn't do.
Aflac
Pays cash so we don't have to fret.
Something families should get.
like a safety net.
Even helps pay deductibles to cover your back with.
Learn about one-day pay at aflac.com/wrap.
Live in the spotlight with Sports Life Entertainment. Enjoy our 50-passenger luxury party buses or corporate coaches. For more information, contact us at 770-989-1340. And remember, it's all about that sports life.
And welcome back to today's final segment of Sports Visions. Dale, I tell you what, Coach Flowers and Jeff Battles, they really got one up on everybody by, of course, understanding how important it is to not only mentor these young coaches, but, of course, share their expertise.
I mean, that's great. I think really that program that they did, the mentoring program with Coach Flowers and Jeff, that's well needed. And you got coaches coming in, getting younger and younger, and some of them haven't been head coaches before. They're just young coaches and very anxious to get started. But if you can groom them and mentor them, that's a good thing, because really, coaches nowadays deal with a whole lot more stuff than our coaches back in the day did.
Absolutely. And again, when you talk about coaches, obviously the younger they are, then they are getting quite young.
Yeah.
I mentioned during the piece, these coaches are in their late 20s, early 30s. And this is their first opportunity for most of them. And to have a class like this to help them develop is so key.
It's so key, man. Really, it's a lot of things that coaches have to deal with, just like the school teachers have to deal with. It's a lot of stuff, player.
And, man, I tell you what, we got ourselves a wang dang doodle of the NBA conference championships, huh?
Oh, yeah. You know, I love what I see out of Russell Westbrook. I love what I see out of Billy Donovan's team and how OKC has grown. But at the same time, yeah, I'm still, you know, Golden State, boy, it don't take but a minute for them to get hot, DJ. And if anybody can beat somebody 3 games in a row, it would be them. But as long as they live with the 3, they're going to die with the 3.
And last but not least, folks, remember to hydrate. It's hot out there this summer. You got to hydrate because, again, you're going to go out there in that heat, whether it's out there playing soccer, football, whatever it is, drink plenty of water.
Can't beat the water, can't beat the hose pipe, DJ. You know, you ain't got to run in the house every 5 minutes, get no bottle of water. It's called a hose pipe.
All right, well, that's going to do it for all the time we have for today's show. For Dale Williams, I'm DJ Jones, reminding you to keep your eye on the ball. Have a great week.
Matthew 6:33, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you.